All right. What's going on, guys? Got Mignon in the house. We got Diane in Pennsylvania, Jenna, Michelle Poyer. It's good to see everybody. I know it's been a few days. I, sometimes you just got to kind of take a second, collect yourself a little bit, um, kind of get calibrated, as it were. I, Well, I'm not French or anything, Michelle Poirier, but uh, it looks like that's how you pronounce your name, I guess. um, hey, Nanny Love from North Carolina, welcome. It's good to have you. It's good to have you, most definitely. So, um, yeah, it's been a pretty crazy few days. Needless to say, I think I just needed to take a much needed breather. A lot to process, a lot of stuff going on, um, and I don't, yeah, it's hard to explain. And I think a lot of it just had to do with the struggling with depression and that sort of thing. Sometimes you struggle with it if you're somebody who deals with depression, um, and anxiety. You're gonna have times where, like, I mean, you're struggling with it all the time. That's just a no-brainer. You're struggling with it all the time, but sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes it's just a lot. And you find yourself in a place where if you're like me, you have to exercise more, um, and or whatever it is that you do to take your mind off of it, or to try to make your mind and spirit a little bit stronger when it comes to dealing with it and when it comes to managing it. So, and I know I can reach out, Diane. I appreciate that. I do. I know that I can do that. But and I kind of do that here. I kind of do that here by trying to provide a place where um, others can reach out as well, if need be. I kind of want to be a thing where the kind of channel that you um, just like to come to, for whatever personal reasons, and feel welcome. That's basically the majority of why I do this. And so I so yeah, Jenna, and I'm glad you said that. Here, let me highlight this. Hey, Joan, it's good to see you. It's real good to see you. And you're saying, I feel you well. I suffer severe anxiety and panic attack disorder. I totally understand. Um, and I've said this. I've talked about this on this channel before, and I don't know how new you are to the channel, but regardless, welcome. But I I I am very vocal about the fact that I choose not to use the word suffer to describe how I feel about how I deal with my depression. I carefully use the word struggle because it is a struggle, but by saying that I suffer from it implies that it's winning. That's part of my process. It's part of my process is to convince myself, and to be, to truly believe that I am beating it, that I'm in control of myself and not this disorder. And so I work really hard at that. And the way for me to do that is to actually do things that allow me to not uh, suffer. to occupy my mind, to exercise my body and my soul, my spirit, with things to be better than someone who is suffering from something like this. And I don't fault people for using that term, because it's a very easy term, and we're taught to use that term. I suffer from this, I suffer from that. I had to really think about that, and then so I make a conscious effort to use the word struggle in place of suffer, because I refuse to suffer from this. So and at times it is, at times it is suffering, most definitely. At times it's not easy, at all. um and and there's moments, absolutely, there's moments the last few days where I was just like, this fucking sucks. And then I have to go through this process of, well, what really sucks, and why does it suck, and does it really suck? And I have to do this, and I have to really, really put in some work to get through it. So it's not easy, but it's kind of a cool thing when I can tell myself honestly that I'm doing these things to feel better, to move forward, to overcome this, to make it a place in my mind instead of something that kind of clouds it and takes over everything. So it's not an easy thing to do, but it becomes kind of a habit. And I've been doing that for over a year now, and it's been very, very rewarding. So, and having this channel has been very helpful with that. So, and so yeah, and there's just so much going on, and on top of everything, where I am in Tennessee, like I'm right near the Smoky Mountains, it will not stop raining. It will not stop being cloudy and ugly, and that has a lot, man. That has a big effect on my psyche. It really, really does. I need sunny days from time to time, at least. I need some sunny days, some consecutive sunny days. I need more sunny days than rainy days. Part of the reason why I hated Miami so much, because in the summertime, all it did was rain. And so, and I'm going to be getting to all that stuff, Callie. I'm going to be discussing my thoughts on that. I stress this all the time, guys. I'm not a true crime channel, and I don't try to pretend to be one, but I have strong feelings about this case, and I have this channel, and so I'm going to express those feelings. And I have strong feelings about how people dealing with this case, because it affects the case. And people don't realize that, but I'm going to get into that too. But yeah, so I did have to take a few days. And it wasn't like I was completely off YouTube or anything. A lot of you saw me in other people's chats, and I still said hello when other creators went live. I love to interact with you guys in other chats. It's a lot of fun for me. And again, like I say, this channel is all about the chat. That's why I do live streams. That's why I don't make videos. If it wasn't for being able to interact with you guys, it's not worth it for me. So as long as you guys enjoy the channel, I'm going to enjoy it. But sorry, I'm looking over chat a little bit here, guys. Well, okay, I'm going to get into that. We're, first, right off the bat, someone in my group, posted a screenshot of a Twitter post that was basically saying that there was a crime scene, a coroner, and all that stuff. uh, one of the sites where they were searching for Gannon. And apparently that's just a rumor. Um, and and maybe there were trucks there, who knows? But Deborah Minette, I think is how you pronounce her name. Um, she basically says that that he has yet to be found and the search is continuing. Apparently, what she told KKTV CBS 11 in Colorado. So, I mean, there's a lot to discuss when it comes to this case. There's a lot to discuss. Hey, Save Robbie, what's up, buddy? Hey, what's up, Double Mike? And yeah, there's some stuff here. I have some feelings on this stuff. And this woman, this, and I use that term loosely. This person, this. I mean, let's face it. Look, she slips out of her handcuffs, right? Tisha Stock, Gannon's stepmom, charged with Gannon's murder. I'll go over the exact charges shortly, but she's charged with Gannon's murder. She gets picked up in North Carolina, I believe, North or South Carolina, I don't even know. She gets scooped up there. They extradite her back to Colorado. Along the way, somewhere in Kansas, this wild fucking animal slips out of her handcuffs and attacks a deputy. And I'm not gonna lie, I laughed about it at first. I laughed about it because I was like, but it wasn't like a this is funny kind of laugh. It was a I can't fucking believe this fucking person. I can't. So, it really blew my mind to hear this. Hey, Miss Jane. It blew my mind to hear this. So apparently she slips out of the cuffs, and so I guess she was there for, it says here, 12 hours, and she was released Thursday morning from the Kansas jail. And so she had her I guess it's an arraignment, or is arraignment? Yeah, I don't know if that's when they plead guilty or not guilty. I don't know. But they had a hearing where she was formally told what her charges are. And so, right, you're right, Diane. This is mind blowing to me because she's so concerned. She's so concerned with how the public sees her. She's so concerned with how she's viewed, but then she pulls something like that. This is not a good move if you're trying to convince the world that you're innocent of a violent crime. So, you know, that's an act of desperation, if any, and an act of just malice, pure malice. And well, yeah, Carla M, stupidity as well. That's definitely a factor. It's no secret that since we started talking about this case, that one thing that I have consistently said about this woman is that she is not intelligent at all. Um, and so, she's not this cunning mastermind criminal. And I want to get something out of the way here. I don't, a lot of people, I'm hearing other YouTubers saying that they believe this case is going to go to court. I don't believe this case is going to go to trial at all. It's going to go to trial. I mean, I don't believe it's going to go to trial at all. It might, but I don't see a competent lawyer considering the charges that they have against her. Other attorneys, if you read other attorneys' comments, they're saying they don't see any chance of her winning a trial because if the charges against her, based on the charges that she has against her, she's probably that means that El Paso County probably has a lot of evidence to convict her. And we've been saying this. Everybody that's been talking about this case has been saying this from the get-go, as far as why it's taking so long to make an arrest. For those who believe that she was guilty from the start, the reason for it being taking so long for them to make an arrest is because law enforcement is collecting evidence and doing everything they can to build a case. Again, guys, we're not looking. The goal here for law enforcement is not to make arrests. Well, the goal for law enforcement is to make arrests, but the goal for the state is to make a conviction. And law enforcement are basically they're henchmen for the law. They execute investigations and collect the people needed to put away. But they have to collect this evidence. And so and the reason they have to collect this evidence is so that the state has enough to convict, to lock down a case to where this person is not going to see the light of day again. So that's what's been taking so long, and we've got to keep that into consideration. Now, obviously, what remains so far is Gannon being found, and that's the thing is I'm really curious about that. I'm really curious about that. I'm no longer interested, and never really was, honestly, but I'm not interested in hearing from family members that knew Tisha. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the people who are involved in the search and what's being done. I'd love to talk to one of them. I'd love to get an idea of what the efforts are in finding this young boy and finding his body so that his parents can give him a proper burial, a proper send-off to whatever it is that they believe in their hearts is out there for his lovely innocent soul that we were robbed of. We were robbed of the beauty of, that they were robbed of the beauty of. So this is a horrible thing that he's out there. And so a lot of people, they think that this is going to go to trial, but I don't think that this is going to go to trial. I don't see a lawyer, and I'm not a lawyer by any means, not even close. But I don't see an attorney, based on watching these cases in the past. I don't see an attorney with these charges. If there is all this evidence that they've collected to convict her, I don't see, based on these charges, I don't see this attorney saying, okay, well, we can win this in court. So, I mean, but who knows? Who knows what they have? Who knows, who knows what the evidence is? So there's no way of knowing that. But I'm going to go over these charges real quick. As soon as I can find them. Now, before I get in that, I want to name. Now, make no mistake, guys, that there is a lot of effort being put out there to find Gannon's body. Um, and so this is right now, as of now, this is a list of the agencies involved in the search for Gannon. So I hope you're comfortable. We've got the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue. We've got Colorado Parks and Wildlife, Colorado Springs Fire Department, Colorado Springs Police Department, Douglas County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue, FBI Evidence Response Team, Fountain Police Department, El Paso County Public Works, Emergency Incident Support, Flight for Life, which is a searching purposes only agency. So they specialize in searching for missing people. Fremont County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Pikes Peak Office of Emergency Management, Tri-Lakes Fire Department, U.S. Army, which is multiple units and volunteers, U.S. National Guard, 100th Missile Defense Brigade, and volunteers from them. As far as investigation goes, there is the 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office, Colorado Springs Police Department, the FBI, Denver and South Carolina divisions, Fountain Police Department, Horry County Sheriff's Office, Horry County Police Department, Myrtle Beach Police Department, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. So there is plenty and plenty of professionals working on this case. I mean, that is, to me, that's refreshing. To me, that's refreshing. But at the same time, it's very discouraging because yet you have all of these professionals working on finding Gannon, but still no luck, still nothing to find this poor boy. Nothing to bring this family closure. So, but at least it seems like they've got enough evidence to arrest someone, and they believe enough evidence to convict someone of murder, regardless of having a body or not. So, they do have, hey, Susan Bonds, they do have, thank you, Nanny Love. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. So I believe that they have enough evidence, or I believe that they have enough evidence. I don't know if the snow is still a problem in Colorado, Miss Jane, but that's an excellent question. But I do believe that they have enough evidence to convict her. The problem is that you have a woman who is extremely selfish, and she seems extremely cold, and she seems extremely she just doesn't care. She's definitely, I'm not a mental health professional, but I mean, there seems to be some sociopathy here. So I think, I don't know, I'm not a professional. I don't know. I'm not even sure if I pronounced that word correctly, but I know that, there is something very, very, very evil about this woman. And at the same time, though, we have to keep in mind that she's still entitled to a fair trial. We have to keep this in mind, people. She's still entitled to a fair trial. Now, her attorney has already filed motions because this is such a high-profile case. Her attorney has already gone ahead and filed motions trying to seal everything about this case to the public. They're trying to even make sure that media can't even cover the case if there is a trial. So we're looking at her people. They do not believe that with everything going on right now with all of the YouTubers and all of the Facebook groups and everyone out there talking about this woman and have been talking about her as though she's been guilty since this case broke in the first place, since this came across us. People have been talking about this woman as though she was already guilty. So they have a leg to stand on now. They might just get that motion. So, I mean, that's a fair argument. This could easily affect, this is a problem. This could easily affect whether or not this woman gets a fair trial in a court of law. And I'm not going to go on bitching and moaning about it, but let's face it. This is why these things can be a problem. This is why public, lynch mob mentality is a bad thing, man, because look at us now. Now, what we did, we all did it, myself included. What we all did collectively, make no mistake about it, was strengthen their case. We helped her. That happened, guys. So it's time to own it. It's time to own it and just deal with it when it happens. Hopefully this won't come to trial. Hopefully that won't even matter, because there is the chance that won't matter. But the reason why I say that is we still don't know where Gannon's body is. And if Tisha is the person responsible for his death, then she is very, very possibly the only person on this planet that knows where he is. And that is called leverage. And so if she has that kind of leverage, then she can negotiate. She can negotiate for her own well-being. She has the power to do that. And I don't know about you guys, but that pisses me the fuck off, but what can we do? What can we do? But I know that we all have good hearts, man. For the most part, I know that all this talk and all this focus on Tisha Stock is coming from a good place. It really is. It's coming from people who care about this young boy and don't want to stand for shit like this happening amongst the people who share the air that we breathe. I don't want to be around people like this. I don't want people like this to get to walk around free. And it infuriates me when it happens, and it infuriates everybody here following this case. Everybody here following this case is so pissed off, and rightfully so. Rightfully fucking so. But I mean, we have to start thinking ahead. If we want to do the right thing and make a difference, we have to, as a public, as a society, we've got to start using common sense. We can do it individually, sure, but we've got to start learning how to do it on a mass level, or else shit's gonna happen. Don't even get me started on coronavirus. Truth is, I don't know enough about it to give my opinions. I don't feel comfortable doing that. Hopefully, very soon, I will have somebody on here who does follow this, somebody very educated, somebody I look up to very, very, very much, somebody whose opinions on these matters, among many other matters, that I respect more than anyone else's. And I'm hoping to have this person on here if they agree to do so. And I spoke with them tonight, and I think that might actually happen. But in the meantime, we'll stay focused here on Gannon, and Yeah, I did watch that, Mignon. I did watch that. Thank you for posting that, by the way, because that was very, very interesting. That was extremely insightful, actually. But I'll probably actually end up playing that when I do a live with this person regarding coronavirus. But that, on top of everything else, has made this week a fucking shit show, man. It's been a lot. Um, it's been a lot, but um, but the good news is that Tisha Stock is in custody. She's in custody, and the bottom line is she's not getting out. She's not going to get out. And all we can do is hope, because I don't think there's a lot of hope for Tisha getting a conscience all of a sudden and doing the right thing. So I'm not going to get unrealistic as far as that goes. I'm not going to get unrealistic as far as that goes, but I do believe, I do want to hope in my heart that law enforcement, whoever interrogates her, whoever's in charge of these types of negotiations that are no doubt going to take place, not in my mind anyway, but all right, Just Joan, thank you. Good night. Sweet dreams. So I can only hope that they outsmart her and get this information from her. I can only hope that she's too stupid to realize that she has this kind of leverage. But she does. Make no mistake. Tisha Stock, as far as Gannon's body is being found, she has that over us all, but especially over his family. And that's an infuriating thought. It really is. But we've got to trust law enforcement. They've got us this far, right? They got us this far. Law enforcement has collected enough evidence to build a case against her in order to hopefully convict her. So, hold on a second. Let me address this little point out. Let's see. Point out one other person who could be responsible for Gannon's death. Change my opinion that Tisha Stock is not guilty based on the facts made public. Anyone? No one's arguing that. No one's arguing that. Based on the facts made public, if you asked me my opinion, since she is in custody at this point, then yes, I agree with you. I trust law enforcement. I believe that all of those agencies putting their minds together have collected solid evidence, or at least enough to implicate Tisha Stock and put her in custody and have a case to convict her. I don't think anybody's arguing that, as a matter of fact. So, so I agree with you. Actually, I do agree with you now, but and Carla M, yeah, but that's a tricky little gummy situation there. When it comes to Harley, she's a minor. She's a minor and possibly a victim of abuse herself. So, and well, possibly depends on what you consider abuse, but I'd say likely, as a matter of fact, I would say likely that she is a victim of abuse, mental abuse at the very least. So, yeah, that's a tricky situation. Because, how do you get that out of her? And hopefully, here's the thing. I don't want to say hopefully that's the case. Uh, a part of me feels that way because I really want Gannon found and I really want closure for this family. But the other part of me hopes that she doesn't know. The other part of me hopes that she has absolutely no knowledge of what happened to Gannon ultimately. A big part of me hopes that. A big part of me really honestly really wants to believe that since she is a child, that she is a minor, and that she is definitely, in my opinion, uh, uh, likely a victim of abuse by her mother, then, uh, you know, I hope she hasn't had to do this as well. I really, really hope that's not the case. So, but I do want closure for this family. And if she does know, I hope they find out. No, you read that wrong, Kelly girl. You read that wrong. Groovy Granny was saying that they're absolutely sure. Um, she's asking us to convince if anybody here feels differently, then to convince them. This is what they were saying. But no, uh, I don't think anybody here believes that. Yes, Michelle Poirier. I hope she is blissfully unaware. Yes, but something sadly tells me that I don't think there's anything blissful going on about what she's dealing with right now. I don't think that there's any uh, room for bliss at the moment for this poor young girl. And because even I think we can also agree, even as touchy of a subject as it is, I think logic would dictate that we can all probably agree that even if she is an accomplice in this crime, God forbid, that it still makes her a victim. She's a minor and likely an abuse victim from her mom, and probably felt obligated or forced because she doesn't seem like the type of person. When you look at her social media and everything, uh, she does. Hey, Angelina ATF. She doesn't seem like the type of person that has a malicious heart. She doesn't seem like the type of person that had any issue with Gannon. So I don't. Yeah, I'm not seeing that indication. If that makes any sense, But at the same time, I mean, I know we're talking about apples and oranges here because she's a child, but looking at Chris Watts, looking at Shanann's videos of Chris Watts, I didn't think that Chris Watts was capable of doing what he did. The person that I looked at those videos, the person that I still see in those videos is not capable of doing what Chris Watts did, but nevertheless, he did them. Make no mistake, Chris Watts is guilty of those crimes. So, uh, you know, who knows? Who knows? I'm just saying that I don't see it. That's all I'm saying. And as far as I'm concerned, until there is any evidence to indicate that she had anything to do with this, I am going to consider her 150% a victim. Harley is 100% a victim in this crime. Yeah, I'm not. Um, yeah, I think a lot of people agree with you, Groovy Granny Gale. I think a lot of people agree with you. So I don't even think that's an issue, an argument of any sort. So hi, Alicia. Yeah, that's true, Breakfast Club fan. But like I said, we don't have enough information on this case. So having that lack of information to me makes her a victim in this crime. as much as any of the other family members. So I don't see, yeah, I'm not seeing any reason at all currently to even suspect this young girl of being a part of this crime. So, yeah. So as of now, I mean, let me. I meant to find Tisha's charges here too, because I wanted to go over that with you guys. And anybody that's on this channel right now, I'm sure you've been watching the other channels. Probably going over anything that hasn't been gone over already by true crime channels who have been working to dig up everything on this case and be the first to know what's going on in this case and show you guys. So, um, I still, you're here, you're here, and so I'm gonna go ahead and look at this stuff and go over it. Uh, if I can find it. I may not even be able to find it. So, and I thought I had it right here, but my bad. Yeah, it's saying here that they have, yeah. So, um, yeah, they're very concerned about having an unfair trial, and I don't blame them. As far as that goes, I honestly don't blame them. Do I think she's guilty? My personal opinion, based on what we know so far, yeah, 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 sure. But I mean, if she's found innocent in a court of law, well, but we gotta keep in mind that could very well happen. That could very well happen. Um, but I don't even think this is going to go to trial. I really don't. I think that she's going to cut a deal. I mean, she has a lawyer. Uh, that lawyer would more than likely advise her to cut a deal. I would think so. All right. So I don't know what I did with those charges with that page, but I'm going to go over that in a second. Wow. This is interesting. Give me just 1 second here, guys. All right, I'm sorry about that. So this is very interesting. Oh, yeah, looks like I can't access this. But I just read something that said it was, yeah, more than 107 search warrants were filed during this investigation. 107 search warrants. I mean, so that tells me something right there. I mean, when you guys think about that, 107 different search warrants. I mean, and that could be warrants for anything. That could be warrants for surveillance. So who knows how much surveillance footage they've got? Who knows? They could have an entire timeline proving where Gannon was last seen and who he was last seen with. I mean, they could have, who knows? That's insane to me. So, I mean, 107, these people, and they didn't slip, you know, I mean, they're, it sounds like they're, you know, I was talking about that prior when she first did that interview and complained about the police violating her rights. You know that the police, law enforcement, they were watching every step and making sure they were crossing every T and dotting every I. I have no doubt in my mind about that. So I want, yeah, here we go. Hold on. That's so weird. Like, how are you going to have something on here saying, okay, let's see if this one has it. I don't know why this is so difficult to find. All right, well, whatever. So yeah, I'm sure she has been charged for that assault. Hope as I'm sure she has been charged for that assault. I mean, I think it's, you know, who I really wish I knew what happened exactly. Like, I'd love to know that deputy's testimony. I can't wait to find out what happened in that during that transport. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Thinking about this woman, she slips out of her handcuffs and then attacks this deputy. And the deputy's in the hospital. The deputy gets in, he gets put into the hospital. He's hurt bad enough to where he has to be hospitalized. So who the fuck knows what she did to this guy? I mean, we're talking about a wild animal. Like, that's what I'm imagining. It could be nothing. It could be like she got lucky and got a, you know what I'm saying? But the act of it, you know, just the sheer desperation of slipping out of her handcuffs, like she's watched too many fucking movies, and she slips out of her handcuffs and attacks a cop, right? I mean, yo, what the fuck is going through this lady's head? So she attacks this cop and puts him in the hospital. I mean, so my mind is racing as far as trying to visualize what this woman did to this cop. My mind is racing. Did she bite him? Did she scratch and claw him? Did she get a hold of a weapon? Did she cut him? Did she take his gun from him and shoot him? Who knows? We don't even know. We don't even know. But I mean, it's insane to me that she, you know, dude, what the fuck is going on with this lady's head? And I mean, this isn't, and that's the thing, is, and act like that's not going to get you an insanity plea. That's not going to happen. That's not something put somebody in a crazy hospital thing would do. That's not one of those things. That's a I'm gonna kill whoever the fuck I gotta kill to get away from this situation, because there's no way that I'm gonna face it. So I mean, yo, she's probably guilty. You know what I'm saying? She's probably guilty of this crime. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, and I still stand by that, groovy granny. I think that law enforcement has a lot more evidence that we don't know about, but I stand by what I said about that neighbor's surveillance. That neighbor's surveillance, it's too fucking grainy. I can't tell what the hell's going on in that video. Nobody can tell what the hell's going on in that video. But and if that was all they had to go on, she's walking. If she has a halfway decent lawyer with half a brain, she's walking. There's no way that video is going to be enough to convict her on. There's no way. There's no way. Yeah, I mean, I want to know if the cop did something stupid. You know what I'm saying? That he wasn't supposed to do. I wonder if the cop just was negligent in some way, and that's how he got attacked. I hope not. I hope not. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. Even if that was the case, hey Nikki, even if that was the case, then he, he paid for it. You know what I mean? If he got hospitalized, he got hurt bad enough. I mean, it could be nothing. It could be, I mean, who knows what his injuries, what the extent of his injuries were. But I mean, he probably paid for it. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, Constance. I was thinking that. Welcome, by the way. I don't recognize you, but welcome anyway. So I was thinking the same thing, that she's a fucking dog. She's a dog. What are you doing? You're a dog. I mean, yeah, I see this woman biting, dude. That's what I mean. When I picture this person, I hear her talk, I picture her as the type that bites, but yeah, hope Addis. I mean, that's the thing, but hey, listen, I'm telling you, there's still that small possibility, man. Guys, don't make no mistake. There's still that small possibility. There's still that small possibility that she's innocent. What if? What if? What are you guys gonna do if that happens? What are you guys gonna do? That's what I want to. What's gonna happen? And I'm look. I'm not saying because I think from what I see, I mean, I don't really see how she could be innocent, really. But again, we don't know everything, right? We don't know everything, right? But hypothetically, what are you guys gonna do if her lawyer pulls out some shit, some fucking magic rabbit out of a hat, and what it does is it proves her innocence? What the fuck is everybody gonna do? Everybody's gonna lose their shit. Everybody's gonna freak the fuck out. Everybody is. Everybody. Me, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be here going, what? Can you guys just imagine that? Think about it. Just picture yourself in that situation for a second. Picture yourself in that situation. You're sitting around, court TV's on. You're watching this thing like it's the Casey Anthony case. It's on every fucking day. Everybody wants justice. Everybody, just the look. If, her face, just looking at her face every day makes you mad, but you can't get enough of it. You can't get enough. You're just looking at her face and she's just all beady eyed and just not giving a fuck about anything, just looking shitty like she just does, right? Every single day you're looking at this woman sitting there trying to prove her innocence, and then out of nowhere her lawyer just goes, "Your Honor, please the court." And then pulls out some crazy shit that totally, like, they have no choice but to let her walk. How's everybody gonna take that shit? Because the law be like that sometimes, y'all. The law be like that sometimes. So, gotta be crazy, man. You gotta be insane to attack a cop like that, man. You gotta be totally insane. Yeah, Casey Anthony. This woman gets off. If this woman gets off, Casey Anthony's going to be the second most hated person in America. If this woman gets off. Because I don't see, I see her, if she gets off, it's off on a technicality. Like, her lawyer just knows how to do something, but that lawyer is going to end up being like the hatest dude, the most hated person ever. Ever. Like, nobody, nobody likes Casey Anthony's lawyer. Nobody likes him. But I mean, they like him because he's slick, right? But allegedly, he was working for BJ's. Allegedly. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. If you guys want witness lists and all that stuff, listen, there's other channels that are covering this case like really, really thoroughly, So if you guys want those sort of things, if you want those kind of facts, you're gonna have to go to those channels, and you're gonna have to watch the news as well. Yeah, dude. Other lawyers, of course, other lawyers like that, dude. Lufa, hey Lufa, what's up? What's working for BJ's mean? You don't know what a BJ is? Do I even want to? Listen, my responsibilities only go so far with being a YouTube creator. Okay, I only have so many responsibilities, and I don't know if my responsibilities include explaining things of this nature to grown-ups. Lufa got it. Lufa was like, oh, okay. But yeah, BJ is an old school term. BJ. People say BJ so they don't have to say blowjob. Oops. Um, but yeah, Casey Anthony case is a wild one, man. It was a wild one. But I don't. Yeah, I like I said, man, guys. I don't see this going to trial. I don't see this going to trial. This if they have enough, if they have the kind of evidence that I suspect they have, and that most people suspect they have, if they have that kind of damning evidence, uh, and they have done their due diligence as we thought they were doing, law enforcement, and not just getting enough for an arrest, but getting enough for a conviction, then I'm thinking that it's going to be a lockdown plea deal. Because prosecution, they don't want cases to go to trial. That's not what they want. They'll do it if they know they can prove it, but they don't want to go to trial. Nobody wants to go to trial. Nobody does, right? Uh, if you're innocent, yeah, and you want to go to trial. If you think you can prove your innocence, then yeah, you want to go to trial. But nobody wants to go to trial. I know her lawyer doesn't want to go to trial. I know that. I mean, technically, he probably wants to go to trial as far as like if he has a case, sure. But everybody just wants to get this shit over with. So if he knows she's guilty and he thinks he could get her a decent deal, that's probably what he's going to end up doing. So, and that's just the way that is. That's just the way that is. I hope I'm right too, man. I hope I'm right too. I hope I'll take it. If she gets a lighter sentence, if she gets a lighter sentence, in exchange for bringing Gannon's family closure, bringing Landon and Al closure. I mean, yeah, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'm not gonna be thrilled about it. You know what I mean? But I'll take it. You know, I'm not gonna freak out about it. Um, I don't know, darling Nikki. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work. Because the thing is the discovery's sealed probably because a lot of it has to do with the fact that Gannon's a minor, and when there's a crime like this against a minor, uh, they don't usually. Well, I don't even really know how it works, but I'm guessing that they probably aren't real quick to share that stuff with the public. Yeah, yeah, Star Angel. Yeah, he needs to be with his family for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, and there's other stuff, like when you listen to Al um talk about the things that he's going to miss about Gannon. One of the things that really hit home with me, um one of the things that really hit home was when he mentioned no more what was it? No more cool haircuts, right? No more slick haircuts, right? And I feel like that when he said that, I just imagined this thing that he had with his boy, you know, where, they probably went out and got haircuts together. You know what I mean? That was their thing to do, is go get haircuts, go to the barber shop, probably one of his little things of having a rite of passage for his boy. He'd take him, and for me watching the Rocky movies with my son. You know what I mean? It's little manly little things that you do. And I imagine they had this thing, where they would go get haircuts together and be like, "Yo, that's looking sharp, dude." You know what I'm saying? Like I picture that happening, and it breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. You know. Uh, Yeah. As soon as right, Michelle Poirier, like as soon as he said the haircuts thing, man, I was like, fuck. you know, I I just started imagining that dynamic that they had between them. I mean, I don't have any details on that, but I just my imagination just started going, just imagining the two of them, going and getting lined up together, man. You know what I mean? Like that's yeah, man. And him being military, a good haircut, a nice clean haircut was probably a big deal for him, and to share that with his son, uh, you know, that's, I mean, that's timeless. That's timeless. A father and son thing, a father and son experience. Yeah. So yeah. So we're gonna get, we're guys, we're gonna get plenty on Tisha. We're gonna know all the things on Tisha. We're gonna get all the updates on Tisha, and but what I'd really like to see is more attention on the search for Gannon. Not just an everyday update like they're still searching. I I really want to know like where they're at on this. I mean, at this point, I don't see, unless there's somebody else involved, but I don't think that's the case. I don't see why it would hurt to share that information. Uh, as far as where they're at on their search with Gannon and what they're looking for, you know, unless it's, they don't want the defense to know where they're at, and the aces that they're holding up their sleeves. Maybe I don't know. Um, yeah, yeah, Alicia, you're right. A lot of people don't have that close of a connection. Shit, right now, my son's 19. We don't get along at all right now. But there's a lot of different reasons for that. But when he was little, we had all these little things. You know, we had all these little things. Hell, I'd cut his hair when he was little. I gave him a mohawk. I remember his mom. She didn't like that too much. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Part of the reason why I did it was I knew it would piss her off, but he loved it. I remember he was like 5. He loved it. Um, but yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, I think about those little moments that I would have with my son when he was 11 years old. Uh, and Yeah, I know Nanny Love. I know he's just going through a thing, and it is what it is. It's okay. But yeah, I remember having just all these little cool little things that him and I would always do together. We had our thing. We always had our thing. Um, and I can't even imagine. I can't imagine what Albert's going through right now. Um, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Angelina. I'm very sorry to hear that. Um, I wonder why the dog's barking right now. 2 a.m. Yeah, family's family, Nikki. You know what I mean? Like, your kids are always gonna be your kids. They're gonna need you, you're gonna need them, and but yeah, butt heads, I mean, I think it's it's pretty obvious that I'm the kind of guy that can be pretty stubborn, so that doesn't help, and he's very stubborn, and he gets it from me, which is ironic, and we butt heads from time to time. It is what it is, you know. Yeah, I mean, we're all growing, Breakfast Club fan. We're all growing, um if we allow ourselves to, you know um if we allow ourselves to grow, uh and start taking steps, uh in moving forward, because it doesn't just happen. You know what I mean? It doesn't just happen. It's one of those things that you have to be, you have to make a conscious effort to be self-aware. You have to do that. You know, you have to do that. Uh, and it's and if you're gonna take steps forward and you're gonna start taking responsibility for things, um, you've got to accept things for how they are from time to time. Uh, and you've got to you've got to be willing to just understand that the world is going to throw shit at you, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to crush you from time to time. It's just a question of uh, taking steps to moving forward and growing, and you know letting those things be seeds, uh, seeds in growth. And it's not an easy thing to do. It's a very very uh it's an easy thing to think about in theory, but it's not an easy thing to actually begin practice, and put into practice. So, you know, but guys, I really appreciate you logging on. Um we're going to we're going to discuss this stuff a little bit further. I I had strong feelings about this case, and everything, and I still do, and I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna continue talking about them. Uh, but like I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to kind of, you know, step away a little bit. But 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 sometimes you just got to do that. Sometimes you just got to get. Uh, it's just, yeah. It's just been a weird week. Um, so, but it's good to see you guys, and it's good to get to talk with you guys and hang out with you guys, and and yeah, Breakfast Club has a thing coming up on Breakfast Club fans channel. Um, she's got a thing Sunday at 9:30 Eastern. Uh, and I think you're going to be talking about substance abuse or recovery or that sort of thing. I think. Um, so so yeah, yeah, Constance. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it's. Hey, what's up, pretty peaches? Um, it's. Uh, oh, Amber's gonna tell her story. Yeah, I'm not gonna miss that. Um, yeah, Constance, that's exactly where I was. It was just, man, it was a lot. I just couldn't. I had this mood, man, and I couldn't fucking shake it. Ugh, I couldn't shake it. Um, and so I just needed to just think and chill, you know. So I just I exercised a lot, and thought a lot, and I watched Hunters. That was cool too. I ever, because of this channel, because how much I exercise, and how much I work. I don't have time to just sit and watch TV anymore. Like, I never do that. Uh, and there's this show Hunters that's on Amazon, and it's a lot of fun. And I just finished it, the first season anyway. Uh, and I really, really liked it. And it was really cool to disconnect a little bit, and just focus on that and watch it. And so I do recommend it. So if you're looking for something to watch, that's a good one. It's definitely a good one. What could be better than a group of mercenaries that are killing Nazis? Takes place in the 70s. It's got Al Pacino. It's a fun show. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna talk about coronavirus very soon. Collect a little bit more facts on it, and I'm going to have someone hopefully on here to talk about it. If I'm dreaming, I'm going to have two people on that are going to be very, very interesting as far as that subject goes. It's just an idea in the works right now, though, but I've already talked to one person, and hopefully they're on board. They, very, very busy, so it's not always easy. But hopefully I can get that person on board. That looks good. I haven't even asked the other person yet. It's just an idea, but I'm hoping to. But this person has a lot of opinions on this, and so I'm hoping that I can get the two of them on panel, because I think the two of them would actually have an extremely interesting conversation. So we're gonna talk about coronavirus, and I mean, it's to the point to where it can't be not talked about. You know what I mean? We have to talk about it. We're gonna have to address it. We're gonna have to explore our feelings on it. We're gonna have to go over the facts. We're gonna have to talk about the things that worry us about it, and the things that don't. Wow, Alicia, thank you. That's very, very wow. No, thank you for subscribing and listening. I really, really appreciate it. Wow. So this it's an inevitable subject. It just is. So we're gonna go over this stuff. We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna talk about the toilet paper too. But it's I want to know more about it, and I want to know certain people's perspective on it, and yeah, we're gonna definitely go over that stuff. So guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you want to support the channel, the super chats are great. They're very, 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 very much appreciated. I also have a PayPal, which you see on the banner at the bottom of the screen there. So I don't have to split that with YouTube. But yeah, if you find it easier to go through that and you want to support the channel, everything is very, very much appreciated. But definitely, please don't feel pressured to donate. I just I have it there, and it's always appreciated. But anyways, guys, I love you very much, and we will be talking very, very soon some more. Again, when I have updates on the Gannon stock situation here, I'll share my thoughts with you on that. And yes, that too, that everything. Groovy Granny Gale. Be prepared, not scared. So I should definitely close with this thought. I'm going to close with this thought, guys. If this thing is out there and it's a threat, we just have to be careful. There's nothing wrong with being careful, but do not let it affect your life any more than it absolutely has to. Do not let it affect your way of life in any way that you absolutely don't have to. It's really important. It's really important that we move along. It's really important that we go to work. It's really important also that we're very careful around the elderly right now. And just do your best. Just be mindful. Wash your hands. Clean your phone. Just be mindful. And just be careful, Be mindful of the people around you, and be mindful for yourselves, obviously. But don't let it don't let it consume your thoughts. Don't let it consume you. You've got to be able to continue moving forward. You've got to be able to continue being you. And if the fear of something like this is affecting you being you, then it's winning. It's beating you. Um, so we're not there yet, guys. We're not there yet. It's still at very early stages. Let's just be very, very careful. That's all. It's not a difficult thing. Be mindful. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. We're a strong species. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. No matter how bad it gets, we're gonna get through this. You know, I realize everything is everything. We're scared of all kinds of shit. We're scared of running out of toilet paper, but we're scared of the economy crashing right now. I mean, it's really bad right now. Things are getting shut down. Sports, professional sports, college sports are being stopped. So this is a big deal, and this is affecting us. But we've got to be able to move forward, and we've got to be able to stay strong. We've got to be able to come together as a people, and just be neighborly. We've just got to learn to be neighborly, guys. So, anyways, I love you guys a lot. Thanks a lot for logging on, and we're gonna do this again very, very soon, guys. Have a good one.